I am a person who has my own lived experience with mental health and substance use. One of the most beneficial parts to my role as a peer navigator is being able to use my lived experience as a student who was struggling with my own mental health challenges not that many years ago, and connecting with students and letting them know, when it's relevant and with intention that I've been there, I've walked there, here's what's been helpful for me, here wasn't, what wasn't helpful, and just really validating that that's their experience and kind of listening to that and letting them have their voice heard. Some ways to recognize that a student might be struggling: if they're not showing up for class, if they're leaving class, maybe their marks have shifted, maybe they're not participating, maybe they're falling asleep in class. So maybe just kind of touching base if you're noticing any of those things. A way that faculty or non-clinical staff can approach is just by starting a conversation and checking in, or saying something like, I've noticed XYZ, whatever that might be, and seeing where the conversation goes and being prepared to then follow through with that conversation and connect where they need to be connected. I draw my own experience sometimes of what it was like the first time that I had to go and talk to a counselor, and I was maybe a little bit afraid to do that because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't want to have these labels attached to me, and it was kind of intimidating to do that, but that's something that I did do and something that I continue to do. So if it's relevant and it fits, I'll share that with a student. I'll also just offer to walk them down to see the counseling office, to maybe take a look at it and kind of plant that seed a little bit. So just having those things as part of a campus culture, knowing those resources, what they are, talking about them, I think is very helpful and helps to kind of destigmatize and demystify what are these things? What is this peer navigator? What is counseling? What is this medical clinic? What can I do there? How do I access that? Helping to remove some of those maybe barriers could be really helpful. I think it's incredible that so many people want to be able to support student mental health, that more tools are being developed. Things like Bounce Back, Good to Talk, Care 24/7, and all these other programs and services that are becoming available, and that faculty, staff are interested, they want to be engaged, and they want to be able to support students. And students want to support each other.